I'm the COO, and he's going to come up and share some insights with you. I think it's going to be helpful to know about what we're doing, where we're going, and opportunities to engage with us. We certainly would love to do that, and put your seatbelts on because the rest of the afternoon is going to be awesome. So this gentleman, his name is, I call him Al, is Alain, and I just do it for short. He's from another country. I love it. He's from Canada. I used to live in Detroit, so that's right across the border. But he's a really wonderful guy, and he's got great children, a great wife. We've had a chance to spend time with him. He's a businessman. He's a marketing person. He's just a really all-around great guy. And I just want you to put your hands together for Al. Come on down, Al. Woo!
How's everybody feeling tonight? I guess this afternoon. So, unlike Michael, who threw lemons at you guys, I got to throw some t-shirts. I got 4 t-shirts left. Christine just told me that we are sold out of t-shirts, but I got 4 left over here. So the bad thing about the t-shirts is they don't throw that well. There's one. I feel bad. I'm going to look away. That's 2. I don't know if I can reach over there. Hold on. We'll use my right arm. That's better. Here we go. One last shirt. Who wants it? I can't hear. Who wants it? This is Kareem that started this here. One more time. Who wants it? There we go. Good job, everybody. Like I said, we're sold out of shirts in the back, but you will be able to order them. There's some forms out there if you want t-shirts, and we'll just ship them out to you. Yeah, we always ship 3 sizes smaller, so we had inspiration. So what I want to talk about today is the power of mentoring. Now, like many of you, before I worked with Les, he was my mentor through good old YouTube. I had him playing in the background when I did pretty much everything. And now I'm blessed to work with him. This photo here was taken this summer when my wife and I and Celeste and Les and my kids, but we didn't take them in that picture. We went to Disneyland in Orlando. And you guys obviously saw earlier, Les is a big Mickey Mouse fan. So it was a lot of fun to bring him to Disneyland. He had been before, or Disney World, I should say. And it gave us an opportunity to really pick his brain on a more personal level. And when you have somebody like Les as a mentor, who sees no limitations in your life, it really opens you up to what's possible. A lot of clients will come to me and say, I want to do this, but, and I want to do that, but, and I would do this, but, and this is no disrespect, but for 13 years, I used to own a fitness studio. So weight loss and health is what I did for a living. And when I was in the fitness world, I had a saying. It's not the nicest. It's those who say but a lot usually have a big one, okay? So when it comes to your goals, what I want to challenge you is to stop using the word but, okay? Whatever your goal is, you can do it. You may not have the resources right now. You may not have the skills right now. You may not have all of the assets you need right now, but you can get them. You can find them. You can find the way and make it happen. One thing I liked working with Les is, there's a slide missing, guys. Let me go back. It's in the wrong spot then. So when it comes to your goals, size matters. This is my son when he was, I think he's 2 or 3 in this photo. We weren't in the mountains. That's just a cool background. And he caught a frog. And this is Lincoln. What I love about Lincoln is even though he's the middle child, He's the smallest. He always goes for the biggest prize he could possibly find. If his older brother catches a frog this big, he's not going to stop until he catches a frog, well, this big. And you can see he still smiles like that, by the way. So when it comes to your goals, you got to set them as big as possible. A lot of folks say, well, I don't want to set $1 million goal and fall short. Well, let me ask you something. If you're going to fall short, would you rather fall short of $1 million goal or a $100,000 goal? Right? So size matters when it comes to your goals. So what I'm going to talk about today is the power of mentoring. I'm actually going to scooch back because this is the wrong spot. I got 3 rules for my talk, and can you put the timer on here, guys? I've got 30 minutes to make it happen. So 3 rules. Number 1, we're going to have some fun. I'm not here to twist your arm. We're here to have a good time. I have no more shirts, though, but we're here to have some fun. Rule number 2, I promise to give you 110%. I'll play all out for you guys, and you guys play all out in your lives. So many people don't achieve their goals because they don't play full out. You've got to play full out. And number 3, it's going to be an interactive presentation. When I say, who here has done this? Raise your hands, yell, shout, scream. Just don't hit anybody. No hitting. And bonus, I want you to take action. Life has a way of rewarding action. It doesn't matter how much you learn today. If you go home and you do nothing, you're going to wake up tomorrow no further ahead. You are going to learn, and you have learned, powerful strategies today, but you need to apply them. So it's important. You have to take action. So how did my, we'll say, need for mentoring begin? This is my oldest son, Baron. Contrary to popular belief, I live in Canada, which is true, and it's not snow year-round. See that there? That's mud and dirt and trees. We have those. So I was working a standard 9-to-5 job, like many of you. I got home from my day at work, exhausted, tired. Who's gotten home a little bit burnt out after a day at work? I get out of the driveway, put my truck in park, get out of the truck. Not even 30 seconds, my son runs up to me and says, "Dad, we have to go to the pond," which is, you see in the back, it's more of a puddle. He says, "The swamp is drying out and the tadpoles are dying." And my first gut reaction was, I don't give a crap about the tadpoles. I was tired, I was hungry, I was exhausted, I wanted to sit down. And then it hit me. I want to be there for my son. That is what matters to me in life. So I put my bag in my truck. I rolled up. I took my shoes off. I rolled up my jeans. I said, let's go. And it was just a few minutes down the road. We started walking towards the swamp. And he said, "Dad, we have to run." And I thought, hell no. I don't want to run. I'll go with you, but I don't want to run. But again, I caught myself. I stopped myself in the moment. I said, what matters most? So I said, let's do it. And I got up and I ran with my son to the swamp. And when we got there, the look on his face was pure joy. He was sitting there with a bottle of water trying to scoop tadpoles and put them into the river so that they wouldn't die when the pond dried out. That night when I got home, I really thought about life. What is more important to me? Everybody has different goals. Everybody has different aspirations. I've got 3 kids, and they are the number 1 most important thing in my life. But in order for that to happen, I knew I couldn't come home exhausted, burnt out, tired, cranky, grumpy, and a whole bunch of other 4-letter words every day because I did not like what I was doing. So from there, I started looking for a mentor. Like many of you, you go to YouTube, you wake up, you can't get yourself going, you type in motivation, and you see what happens. There's a challenge, though. You can only get so much from a video, right? There's an old story. A guy's walking down the road, falls into a hole. He's stuck, he's trapped, he can't get out. A pastor walks by, and he says, "Oh, great, I'm stuck in a hole, can you help me?" He says, "Yeah, sure." He quotes some scripture, throws him a Bible, says, "See you later," walks away. Great, he's inspired, he's motivated, he read the Bible, but he's still stuck in the hole, right? Another guy walks by. He says, "Hey, man, can you help me?" He says, "Yeah, I bought a book on happiness. Just think I'd be happy and you'll be okay." Throws him the book. Reads the book, great. He's happy, but he's still stuck in the hole. Another guy walks by. It's his friend. He says, hey, man, can you help me out? His friend jumps in the hole with him. He says, what are you doing? Now we're both in the hole. He says, it's okay. I've been here before, and I know how to get out. That is what mentoring is. It's somebody who has walked the journey you're trying to walk and can show you the way. We're talking about providing shortcuts to where you want to go. And often the shortcut is psychology. It's a mindset that's holding you back. We're talking about finding obstacles that are in the way, right? Sometimes when you're driving down a certain route late at night, you don't see an obstacle in the road. And that one obstacle, I don't know how it is here, but in Canada, especially where I'm from, there are more potholes than there is road. You know, so when you're driving at night, if you don't know where the obstacles are, you may never get to your destination. Well, somebody who's been through that path can say, hey, listen, I'm looking at you, I'm seeing what you're doing, and I have to say, if you keep going this way, this is what's going to happen. What are some of those obstacles that we hit sometimes? Burnout? Who here has ever been burnt out? You could be motivated, inspired, but sometimes you just wake up and you're like, what is going on? I can't figure it out. Often a mentor can spot that for you. Maybe it's a matter of, who here has never set goals before? Just curious. Everybody set goals? Who here has held them for more than 3 weeks? Okay, yeah, it's a reverse question. Half the room raised their hand. Who here set New Year's resolutions this year? Just curious. Maybe 10% of the room. Of the 10% that set New Year's resolutions, are they broken? Yeah? Who's still going strong? Right on. That's good. I'm impressed. Another thing that mentoring does is it helps you achieve more faster. You'll often hear Les say, you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. Mr. Brown's at a point in his life where we have folks that have gone through some of our programs, and now they've progressed so fast and achieved so much. They're our mentors. We were their mentors at the start, and they've done so well that now they're our mentors, because you're never too old to learn, and you're never too young to teach. That is not the best photo. So that's my daughter, Soraya. Not sure why it's not loading. But if you can make it through the blurriness, you'll make out the fact that she's an absolute character. She never makes a normal face. She pulls her eyeballs down till they stick out. She pulls her hair. She smiles with food in her face. And she is the most adorable little, what's the right, manipulator is not the right word. What's the word I'm looking for? Regardless, my wife always tells me I'm in big trouble with her. Negotiator, who said that? That's good, I like that. Negotiator. Let me tell you a story about negotiating. This was shortly after Halloween. I was working in my office at home, and my oldest son ran down. He said, Dad, can I have candy? I said, no, not right now. And he took off. My middle son ran down. I guess they must have been just behind the door planning this. He comes down, he says, Dad, can I have a candy? I said, no, not right now. I already told Baron, get out of here. Pretty much exactly like that. Soraya, my daughter, she comes into my office, and she says, the candy's already opened. She assumed the close. She comes into my office, and she says, Dad, I brought this for you. You want to try it? I looked at her like, oh, I'm in trouble. Took a little piece of it, took a bite, put it back in her hand, kind of brushed her off. I said, that was great, thank you. She says, was it good? I said, it was very good, thank you. She says, can I try a piece? She left there with a candy after both her brothers, 2 failed attempts, left empty-handed. But you see, what my boys realized is that, in a sense, Soraya could be their mentors. So now what happens is my boys caught on real quick. If they want something, well, yeah, they send her in. They don't come and ask me anymore. I mean, the odd time. It's good to pre-frame, get the obvious no's out of the way. But they know that Dad's weak spot is Soraya. So when it comes to mentoring, often it's a matter of providing you with strategies that you would not have thought of on your own. I know my son is very creative in arts and crafts. He loves building stuff. He's got one of those 3D pens, and he makes all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to getting to yes, he gives up pretty quick. If he comes down and he says, no, it's no, he walks away, no big deal. As parents, we're like, oh, what a great child. But later in life, it kind of backfires, right? You want to be able to find ways. So often what mentors do is they show you what's possible. Soraya didn't have to tell the boys, well, here's what you got to do. You got to open it. You got to assume the clothes. You got to come down. You got to do the takeaway approach. You got to give him a little bit. You got to give the gift first. She didn't say any of that. All she did was she showed them what she did, and they looked and they learned. Don't kids learn phenomenally well just by observing? It's absolutely insane. So here's what we're going to do. We have a mentoring program. It's called lesbrownmentoring.com is the website. It usually goes for $97 a month. It's a recurrent program. It goes every month. Inside of this portal, once you've signed up and you're inside, you're going to have access to weekly membership classes, okay? And they walk you through everything, how to set your goals, how to achieve them, how to be more productive with your time, the whole 9 yards. So what we did, we have another program which we're not even talking about today. I think there's a banner up in the back called the Ambassador Program. It's a very expensive program. It's a high-end coaching program. What we did is we created a digital version of that program. Now, I'll tell you one thing. If you want to achieve anything in life, what do you need? A mentor? That's a good answer. I like whoever said that. I like you. I'm sorry? You got to be hungry? Absolutely. What else? A plan? Absolutely. What else do you need to be successful? Attention? Focus? What else? What about a word that starts with the letter D? Discipline. The reason I'm telling you this is what is the number one challenge with online mentoring? You got to do the work. You've got to do the work. You got to log in. You got to go through the workbooks. You got to fill them out, whether you do it online or you print them, and you have to do the work. And here's the unfortunate news. It doesn't matter what you want to achieve in life. There is work that needs to be done to get there. You think there was a lot of work to put together this event? Lots of work, checklist after checklist after checklist. Just for you guys, as the audience, to come here and see these speakers speak, you had to get a hotel, you had to book flights, you had to drive 3 miles for 5 hours in the traffic, you had to do the whole 9 yards. There is work to achieve anything in life. And here's the thing, even if you do nothing in life, it's still a lot of work. So if you're gonna work, if you're going to put in the time, you might as well be purposeful and go towards a certain goal, a certain destination. So what we've decided to do, if you would have went on lesbrownmentoring.com 2 days ago before I set it up, it would have been $97 a month. That's what it sells at every day, all day. Every event we go to is $97 a month. That's the regular recurring fee. We were talking to the leadership team in the back, and we were watching the events this morning, and this is a hungry crowd. These are people that didn't just come here to be entertained. They came here to be fed. They came here to be inspired. They came here to be motivated. And they came here because they have a dream, a purpose, a plan with their lives. So we brought it down to $7.97 a month. Now, it's going to stay there for 2 days. So if next week you decide, hey, I might check it out, and you go back to the website, it will be at $97 a month. Okay? Now, this is a monthly recurring fee. And the reason we do that is we've spread it out so there is a ton of material in there, but you don't get it all at once. And the reason, same reason when you sign up for a course at UCLA. When you show up for your first class, do they give you the entire course load and say, here you go, here's the exam next? They piece it out. So for some of you guys that never raised your hands for goal setting, the very first lesson is our system we use to set goals. We go through your dream list. We go through your obstacles to get there. We go through where you are now and where you want to go. And it walks you through the entire process. Here's our guarantee to you. It's very simple. I'm not here to twist any arms. I'm not here to, where's Vishal? I'm going to pick on Vishal. I'm not going to do no countdown. I have none of that. My goal is very, very simple. If you've got something inside of you that says, I was not meant to just wake up, go to work all day, go home, go to bed, pay bills, eventually die. If you feel you were here for a greater purpose than that, sign up for the mentoring program. If, for whatever reason, you're not happy at any point in time, let us know. We'll give you your $7.97 back. There is a 100% money-back guarantee. Again, it's today only, lesbrownmentoring.com. Now, we're not doing this specific product at the back of the room because then we'd still have to manually go in and put into the recurring system. So you got to go to lesbrownmentoring.com, lesbrownmentoring.com. It's typically $97 a month for the next 2 days. And if you go on there, the timer's there, so there's no excuses. It's $797 a month. $7.97, let's be clear, not $700. Does that sound good? Who here is excited to see Nick speak? So he's going to be speaking. We've got, I believe, 2 other speakers coming up next, and he's speaking at 5:15. Les is going to be coming back afterwards to introduce Mr. Vujicic. I got a question for you guys. How many of you here brought a notebook today? Wow, I'm impressed. How many of you have 1 page of notes? Not bad, not bad. Is it more? 2 pages? Ooh, more hands. 3 pages? Is it because you guys write like this? Here's what I want you to do. When you get to your room tonight, I want you to highlight 3 to 5 quotes, notes, phrases, whatever that you wrote down, and I want you to focus on bringing them into fruition in your life. I want you to act on them. Maybe the phrase you wrote was, I need to set my goals. Then I want you to get to your room tonight and focus on setting your goals. Who here's got a good one-liner they learned today? What's a good quote you guys learned today? Go for the easy answers. Give me another one. Are your angels unemployed? Good. Go ahead. Love it. Love it. Go ahead. What others think of me is none of my business. Absolutely. Anything over here? Go ahead, sir. Absolutely. Love it. Go ahead.
No worries. I've been there. I know how to get out.
No worries. I've been there. I know how to get out. Go ahead.
Live with a sense of urgency because my life and dreams matter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And urgency is really, really important in goal setting. Go ahead, dear. Love it. Go ahead.
Who do you need to connect with at this season in your life?
Excellent. Go ahead.
The best revenge is massive success.
I love that. I'm doing this because I wasn't here all day, so I need to know what all the quotes are. Let's go a few more right over here. I got this. That's a good one. Short and sweet.
You don't program your mind will be programmed.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Love that. I like to say God's denial is not God's delay. Or sorry, God's delay is not God's denial. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Any more? Okay, give me one more. Right over here in the back. Love it. Good. Did I see another hand back there? Go ahead. Love it. Love it. Okay, let's do. I like this part. I'll give you another one right here.
Les gets paid $70,000 an hour in the United States and $220,000
Is that your goal now? So I'm gonna address that for one quick minute. I'll come back in a sec. So one thing we've really focused on in the leadership team and even in my own personal life is a lot of people when you ask them what their goals are, they'll say, okay, I want to make $1 million, I want to do this, I want to do that, and a lot of it is financial. Let me give you a tip. If you focus on the purpose, the money's going to come. So we started changing the way we measure the success within our company, and we measure off impact. You know, this year we want to touch 1 million lives. This year we want to impact 3 million people. This year we want so many people to become speakers. We go on impact that you can have on the human race, and that way they're together, we're all moving forward. So when you're planning your goals, think about how many lives can you touch with your message. Okay, let's do 3 more quotes right here. Life is a fight for. I already got you. Let me go one more here. You've got to play full out. And last one, yes. You've got to move. We don't want to just sit here. Should we all do jumping jacks, push-ups? No, not right now. Okay. Well, that's all I've got for today. Who is speaking?